Welcome to the Corona Bali Protected. We've got the current Jeep ratings leader out there in the lineup. We're in that yellow jersey. John Florence back on top of the world. Florence getting things started nice and early. Straight up into this first section. Super explosive on the tail of the board. Rips through a nice little foam climb there. Doesn't get the finish. The current world number one, Joan Florence, after a victory down at Bells Beach, back out in front and getting the first ride of this round of 32 heat against Joan Duru. And here is the opening ride of this heat, Luke.
Good morning, Ron. Yeah, Joan Florence eager to get started here, maybe a little too eager with his last attempt at an air reverse. The board just catching and not staying under his feet. Love the intention, though, of Joan Florence. Looks ready to go and looks ready to attack.
He sure does, but Joan Duru, he's going to understand that he's got to be at his best here against Florence, and he starts off with a super dynamic backhand hit. Up into that second section, just trying to recover after a wobbly second maneuver.
Who has the advantage? I love this wave of Joan Duru. Attacks the first section. Gets it up there a little bit wonky, but I love the way he just goes to his heel edge and gets his composure back. He wants it. Both guys really on the attack, Ron. And slow-mo. This first turn, just anyone else might have gone for a barrel there, but Joan Duru just absolutely annihilating that lip. Coming down, got this one a little wrong, up a little late. I love here, he loses his balance a little bit, but look at this, straight to his heel edge.
John's up again. Nice big layback to get started. Aggressive again on the rail of that board, whipping through the pocket of these rides. And now looking to finish with a bang, and he does just that. Maybe didn't quite ride out of that final maneuver though.
Wow, this is what we come to Karamas for. How are those couple of exchanges? Both surfers, just the aggression, the attack to the open face turns to the air. Right into the next turn, and Joan Florence off the bottom, big hack to the top, coming around, brings the tail right round to in front of him, gets that again. This last section is really tricky to pull off an air reverse as you have the foam come over and take out your feet. Look at this open face for this beautiful morning at Karamas, laying it back down, pushing the tail, the nose digging in, still keeping composure, spray going all the way out, probably got Strider on that one. I love this too, bring the tail right around to the direction he was surfing this wave. This is where John needs to be really careful. The finish is on this wave. If you look at behind him, the white water comes around very quick and wants to take you out. Makes you go over the back of the wave.
Back to live action. Great exchanges unfolding in the opening stages here. Heat 3, the round of 32. Joan Duru up into the hook again. Really amped up, knowing that he's got his work cut out against the current Jeep ratings leader, Joan Florence, at a 3.5 and a 4.67. Just failed to finish off those two rides, and it's kind of cost him some points.
Joan Duru's come to play this morning. That first turn on every wave has been exactly what he's needed. Coming around this section, gets it up there again, straight under the lip, and I feel that John has just got himself on the couple of days off into great form. Sometimes we say these heats can be won and lost in the break, but Joan Duru has just managed to turn up. Look at that extra power and torque into that slash that gets him right in the pocket and in the perfect position to come around and set himself up for a beautiful bottom turn and get one more out of the lip.
Amazing looking at Joan Florence's results here at Karamas in the past. They kind of don't really tell you the full story. We'll get back to that in a moment as we see Joan Duru going for the backside air reverse. A lofty effort. And he's now looking to clean up the inside section. He had a 5.97 on his second ride. It really does feel like the judges have wound back this scale a little bit. They really are aware of what Joan Florence is capable of. Let's see the replay.
Yeah, an inside wave, realising he's got to do something big. I love the way he's managed to bring it around. But You know, Joan Duru this morning, an ambitious strategy coming to reality is what's happening right here. He's putting it to the #1 surfer of the year, and Joan's just got such an incredible style, and this is really hard to do. He gets himself round backwards, and to bring it round on the toe edge kind of pulls the board through the wave, and it lets loose. Usually the board will stick up in the face when you're trying to come back around that way, and another talky little slash to finish, just trying to see what he can get under the priority of John Florence.
Pit crew up there is absolutely filling him with confidence, and that's what you need. Michelle Perez and Jeremy giving him everything. And look at John, he's got to double up. These wedges are just flying across the reef. Looks like he's going to come flying out, boys. He's on fire. He loves that rail. Look at that beautiful turn. He's not done. He's going to look for the completion on the inside.
I just like to see a lot of speed in the rotation, and it was a slower version. Here's the replay of John's ride.
Yeah, nice little tube. I love this turn. Still not enough lip there for him just to lay it back. Thought there might have been an air coming up at the end, but he just goes for the layback snap, and he's got to sort out that end. That foam comes across and is wiping him off his feet. And beautiful timing for the pit. Comes out, and I like that he didn't stall again right there, because he knew there'd be a little bit more lip left for this turn right here, and opens up the shoulders, looks back down at his back foot and pushes as hard as he can. But this is a part of John's performance in this heat he needs to clean up. Is you want to finish with a bang, but you really got to be careful.
Oh, Joan Duru trying to go all out on that first section once again, but John Florence finding some cover. Seen a couple of decent barrel rides this morning, Luke. Yeah,
there's been a couple of barrels. Just Joan Duru just needs, I think that where we saw in his two first scoring weight.
John Florence is going to have to count on some of that momentum that saw him win bells in this heat, because he finds himself back in second spot at the moment. Joan Duru out the back with priority. John swinging on the inside. Really wild rotation out of the pocket on that first section. Hammering away. Bashing through the pocket of this wave. Just a little hung up there, but does get the completion this time.
I feel John's been pushing it a little hard on the inside. He needs to get a little bit more flow with that, but this is under priority. Coming off the bottom, into the air, landing to go transitional into another good turn, another snap out of the top, gets it up to the lip one more time, but gets held up a little bit. John needs to clean up that area this morning, but how is this? Just coming off the bottom, early bottom turn right up into the lip. Thought his foot was nearly going to miss the nose, and just the torque on that and the distance he went sideways was phenomenal. Bringing it around, I like this too. Not too much messing around to get straight up into another nice little hit out of the lip. And then an aggressive hack. This one just caught up there, just a touch. But wow, what a heat, action-packed.
Yeah, really exciting. We had a feeling that this swell was really going to start to pulse in, and we're seeing some great exchanges, waiting for scores to come through.
It looked really good. I'm still waiting for the scores. The judges having a really good look at that wave, because it's a crucial part of this heat as we see John under priority one more time.
A flurry of waves ridden, and John finding some more cover here. Look out for something big on the inside. And he goes all out. And you know, when these guys are under priority and they find those slightly smaller rides, you're going to see something spectacular. They're really going to push it in order to try and turn in something great. He had 4 excellent heats, and a couple of them were 19 points plus. As we see Joan Duru now, 10 minutes to go here, chasing the lead, needs a 6.08 out of this ride, and it's not going to pan out for him. He kicks out there on the inside, so Florence right where he wants to be with the heat lead and priority, Luke. He's got priority. He's eyeing one off at the moment. Easy decision. Beautiful looking wall standing up. He grabs a hold of that face, drags his way into a barrel, still locked in. And this is one of the best barrel riders in the business, but just getting a little greedy towards the end of that one. Trying to really maximise his time behind the curtain, and that's going to give Joan Duru a great opportunity now with priority on the outside to seize the lead.
The equipment for Joan Duru and John Florence. Let's start out with Joan's Mayhem shape right here. This is a 6-foot board. He's got another 5'11" back up on the beach, a Mayhem driver. And then we look at John Florence's equipment. This is a Pizel surfboard. This is the Shadow. It comes from the same family as the Ghost. It's a shortboard shape, but it has that same Ghost rocker to it.
Didn't have that steep section to really lay into, and out the back now. Good size set wave standing up here for Joan Duru. And he's going to opt that big backhand jam. Under the lip. He's been doing so well, those big backhand carves throughout this heat already. This is another one of those waves that hasn't really stood up on the reef as much, but he made good use of those first couple of opportunities.
Yeah, sometimes those bigger waves are going to move over to the channel a little bit and not offer a middle piece of the reef, a steep section. You'll see on this first turn, just gets it up there one more time, out of the lip, under the lip. He's so vertical, and that carve's on point as well. This is the section I'm talking about. It goes a little flat, the end of that wave, and you just got to make sure you're super smooth through there to get it finished with no hiccups. This turn here, just incredible. Look at that. Nearly 1 o'clock. Comes nearly down in his track, going up into the lip. Trademark move there, straight into his next turn, pivots around. Perfect roundhouse slash there on his backhand by Joan Duru. Loving this guy surfing. He's been one of my favourite goofy footers in the last couple of years.
Well, one thing I love, Luke, is when someone sort of breaks up that rhythm and flow on a ride. Have a look at the transition from the bottom end to the top there. Even in slow-mo, it's swift.
Just leaning that front shoulder into the line he wants to take and then pulling it back around. Just look at his front shoulder. He just lines up where he wants to go into the lip, and he just pulls that shoulder around by moving the arm up and past where he wants to go, and then picks a piece of the lip that he's just going to throw up into the air. And backside surfing doesn't get much better than that, and not much tighter either on a hollow section.
Florence in real danger here, 15 seconds to go. He's been solid in these situations in the past as the Jeep ratings leader. Can he hold his nerve? He's got an opportunity here, swing into a medium-sized set, 5 seconds remaining. This is his last shot at it. Drives up into the first section, throws the air reverse, can't ride out. And that is a huge upset result. John Florence showed great form in this heat, but Luke, it's Joan Duru's day.
Wow, both surfers surfing incredible there.
Do you think there'll be banter about the numbers in that heat? Different approaches, great contrast in forehand to backhand, and Joan Duru on that last wave, that backhand snap in the carve, it was enough for him.
Yeah, it's that heat was always coming to match up the goofy foot to the natural footer, and both guys just going to town, and John just running out of time.